Buddy, been a while. Woo! It's been way too long, right? Like always. I'm trying. Thank you for your patience. Seriously, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This is a hobby to me, and I love it. And I always say it all the time. You guys make this channel what it is. No, I do my best. What's this thing? What is that thing? So anyway, the gloves. I got people that are gonna flip a shit over the gloves. They didn't like it last time. It's for you this time, okay? Then listen. And last time, my hands are extremely cut up and they're very bleeding. They're in really bad shape. So I've got the gloves on. I don't want you looking at that. They're just so worked, man. So worked, and I don't want anything to be taken from this video because today, the most requested video I've ever had, is a nickel build in the Zephyrus. I can't believe that. It's crazy. We're going to be using 28 ni200 tempered. Boom. Okay. Tempered's going to feel a little more like Canthal. It's going to be a little stiffer, a lot stiffer in my opinion. A lot easier to wrap. We're going to get into all that when we go into the build section of it. I already got a coil wrapped up, so we're ready to go. 80 Rawa on the gang mod. Gang mod. Got some jug juice in here. Turtle cream, unreal, man. I'll link Jugg in the description. We're going to have a review for him coming up. And I've waited a very, and I mean very, very long time for this one. Oh, God. I think when I first heard of Jugg from my man Joe, shout out to Joe. Oh, my God. It was forever ago. He's like, Trevor, Jug Juice, you got to check this out. And I did, and I loved it. And, God, I wonder how long it's been. Probably 6-7 months. But we got a review coming up for him nonetheless. Wow, I just want to talk about so much right now. I'm so far behind too. I got tons of Pro stuff to get done. Tons of Pro stuff to get done. We're gonna do the E-Drip T1. Have you guys seen this? Now this one looks pretty slick on just about every box mod in the world. It's a beautiful little dripper. We're gonna get into that, and it's a great vape, by the way. Some pretty cool stuff going on there, and for the price, unreal. I don't know if I told you about Pro. I know I'm kind of going off subject, but I've done the river walk test with everything they've ever sent me. I would stick the product in a mason jar of water, put the lid on it. None of them have rusted, nor the parts. If you're gonna go clone, I would highly recommend anything from an Pro, man. Right? But lately they've been doing a lot of their own stuff, which is pretty cool. UD, I'm a huge fan of UD. Been a huge fan forever. I have the Goliath we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the Goliath and the Goliath version 2 comparison video. Ray, shout out to Ray, man. Bro love there, dude. Sent that out to me, the Goliath, for review. That's coming, man. That's coming. I'm a huge fan of UD. The thing is about UD too, man, is since the beginning, they've made stuff for us, for the consumer. They do the research, they find out what we want in a product, and they make it. The Zephyrus is a very good example of that. If you own a Zephyrus, you know. Sure, it has its problems. It's not perfect by any means, but what is? But it's a super slick tank. Not only can you use pre-built coil heads in it, but you can swap out those with a build deck. And the build deck on this thing is beautiful. It's unreal. It's everything I would want in a deck on a tank. For me. Ridiculous amounts of air. Huge juice channels. Like, we can handle it. Give us the airflow. Give us the huge juice channels, man. Give us the wide barrel. You know, the wide chimney, dude. Like, give it all to us. And they did. Couple things. Shout out to Angel or Angel. you know, he shared me some information with his that I'm going to relay to you because I haven't had the same problems he's had. But I'm going to relay that, man. So shout out to Angel, man, for looking out for everybody. Say one more vape, take it down. Lightning vapes is the shit, dude. Like, that's where I get all my wire. Let's go. Oh, man. You know what I should do? There we go. There it is. I got tools everywhere. I've been building, so. Been building. I think tomorrow night we're going to do a cloud chasing build. You guys have requested that forever, and I haven't done it, you know. I just haven't. You know, I just don't know. But tomorrow, you know what? I'm giving in, and we're going to do it. UD. Let me back it up a little bit, actually. Nice packaging, as always. It's got all the goods. Even an O-ring. Look at this guy. Just out chilling. He's like on a road trip. Jesus, how the hell? Little diagram of pretty much how the whole thing goes together, how to fill it without leaking, stuff like that. It also talks about the organic, the OCC head, right? Organic cotton coil head, right here. Base is made of stainless steel, not copper, with silver plated, with ceramic seat dual coils. Again, I don't have a coil head. I actually rebuilt a coil head. I could go grab it, but I rebuilt it with a nickel. I should have grabbed it. Jeez Louise. I'm getting it. Uncle Tom's Cabin? What? Dude, Warren is so sick, man. So check us out. And before you ask how I did it, lots and lots of patience, man. There we go. Okay. Nickel build in there, 28 gauge and all that. And I just tucked it, and what I did is I pulled all the cotton from here, so it's just empty, and then it can run up those little channels to get in there. But this is the head, and this is how it comes, and it essentially looks just like this. Essentially looks exactly like this, except for, you know, it's Canthal or 316L. Okay? And there's two coils, look just like this. And I just duplicated it. So there you go, man. Nice big, I mean, this thing is beefy. I mean, massive. When you hold one, it's so girthy, man. Just giant. You know, some look almost like a drip tip, like wide. This thing is huge, and there is tons of airflow. Tons of airflow. But yeah, so that's essentially what you're gonna get here. Let's open up the case. Make sure we're focused here. Pop off top. You're gonna get an extra glass section, and you're also going to get you know, seals for the inside of the tank to match it up with, like, you know, different stuff like that. I have blue in mine to match my mink machine acrylic drip tip, and I'll show you that when we get going, obviously. But it also comes with a drip tip. It's got like a heat fin sink style on it, and a spiraled, if you are a weapon lover, you know, gun lover like myself, you know, it's like rifled like a barrel of a gun. Also, you get extra O-ring for your drip tip, which, by the way, is lost in the struggle, man. The struggle is super real, bro. And then you got this little red grub. This is kind of what blocks the fill port. I'm gonna put that back because I don't want to lose that. Never want to lose that. Lots of goodies with it. Lots of goodies. So you can pretty much match this thing up with everything. I'm about to show you the tank now. Isn't that great? Blue. I went with blue because it's going to go with this, and I can actually put this on now. Goes right with my mink, just like that. And that's just pretty much how it lives. The old red, white, and blue, man. Stoked. Let's start from the top. We'll work our way down to the bottom. That's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and just unscrew this here. This little top section right here just spins off the whole top. And it's just threaded. It's also got Zephyrus engraved right here on the side. Nice and clean, looks beautiful. The bore of it, obviously the mink is pretty much the same bore as you can see here. Whitest bore ever. And it's that way all the way through. I can go ahead and set this off to the side. Bam. That's great. That's what we want. Thank you, UD. Thank you. Obviously, this looks familiar to you now. You know, if you haven't seen the Zephyrus, I'm assuming a lot of you already have. But, yeah, man. That looks familiar to you. Let's pull this off. Pops right off. I can set this off to the side. And then you have this almost, you know, just two little holes right next to each other. Almost looking like infinity sign. Maybe the number 8. Maybe some eyes. Dude screaming. Ah! Just kidding. Which is, you know, if you're wondering why there's 2 there, it's essential that when you're filling this, you got you're filling it on one hole. The other hole is to release air. As the juice comes up the tank, air can release. Very cool. Now, here's the first problem with the Zephyrus for my unit, is getting this off. I have to literally take off the AFC ring off the side and give it hell. I'm gonna have to go off camera. It will not come off. Ugh. And can I just tell you, the cuts I got on my hands right now hurt. Ow. Also, keep in mind, these threads are pretty sharp, and they did dig into my skin. Very much so. So, there you go. Very much so. Let's go ahead and zoom back here. Go. And we can go ahead and just finish taking this off. Pops right out with the top seal. Blue. Set that off to the side. And this is what we're looking at. Now, as far as the fitment on this, does not come off right here. Okay, this is all just one single piece. You got your threads, fill port. Okay, this all looks pretty familiar to you. That bore's nice and wide for us. As far as the fitment on this seal going over, excellent. I mean, it just slides over super easy. There's no weird stretching. This is all held together with not only screws, but as you screw down, you know, everything really cinches down on each other. So once it's on, though, I guarantee you this much, it ain't coming off. You know. I'll set that off to the side. I think you got a pretty good look at that. Nice work all throughout. Next up, class. Okay. It's nice how it goes on, though. I mean, it's a very wide, you know, seal here on, you know, blue seal, or the white or the red, whatever you use. There's a lot of surface area. It's grabbing onto the glass. Essentially, you're not going to get leaking from outside of this glass. You know, it's not going to come through the sides here. It's just not. It's never happened to me. There's just too much of a sealant there. You know, when you look at it, you can almost see it's almost like a fin shape, like a heat sink. You know, juice has to get past each level of those ridges to get out. It's not going to. Nice seal. Pop that off again. Again, nice fit. Flame polished. All around. Nice and flame polished here. Smooth as can be. No weird nicks. You know. I have had it sitting on my mod and just went boom. Nothing happened. But what's nice is they sent you another one. And can I tell you, I found this for as cheap as 20 bucks. It's 20 bucks, man. Okay. Barrel here. Let's go ahead and just unscrew this. Nice and smooth. And not many threads. I like that. There's not too many threads at all. Nice work. Nice work. This nice little ridge here just gives it a nice clean look. Nice and clean. I like that. I'm going to set that off to the side. And here's the build deck. Now, if you remember, I told you it comes right out, and it does. So, I mean, if you're sitting here and you're chilling, right, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. You could have your build on this. Take it right off. There's your build. You could set that off to the side. There it is. And then you can just throw in your organic cotton coil head. And it's pretty smooth. And that's it. That's it. There it is. So you could rock it just like this. As far as rebuilding this, man, it was a long process. You know, if you have a lot of patience, you can rebuild them, man. I did it right here. UD 2015. Let's go ahead and pull this off again, and I want to show you the inside. Set that up to the side here. Here's the inside. Not great. Yeah, the date and everything. And holy shit, did they take some steel out of that. Jeez. My God. So, obviously, plenty of airflow. I'm going to go ahead and get into this build deck. I'm going to get a little closer. Okay. So, as you can see here, massive airflow. And you're probably looking at this going, that is one leaky son of a bitch. It's not. It's all in how you wick it, right? And it always is that way. It's always going to be that way. It's all how you wick it. Phillips head screws. 4-post. 3, 4 eyelets. Design. Huge. Look at those juice channels. Isn't that great? What that's going to do is really going to guarantee good juice delivery to your coils. They really designed this flawlessly. I love this. This build deck is awesome. And it's got the O-ring down here to really keep the juice out once again. Nice threading all throughout. On the bottom, UD and RBA. Not great. Eyelets, plenty generous for this tank, in my opinion. Plenty generous. The Phillips heads are pretty small. Pretty small. Let me see. I think this is the one I wanted to use. Yep, this one. So it's always good to have in your arsenal a couple different sets of Phillips drivers around, and this one fits it pretty good. But yeah, these really small, thin screwdrivers are fantastic. I'm going to open them all the way up so I can give you a full view just how big those eyelets are. I haven't had it center post spin on me, no melting insulators, nothing like that. I haven't put anything in here really like that heavy, to really melt the insulator. So there you go. Pretty generous, man. Let's build it. Enough talk. Let's build it. I'm going to take it back up top, though, because I want to show you how I'm wrapping my nickel wire. 3/32 bit is what we're going to be using. Alright, 3/32, 28 gauge, you saw the wire. 3/32, so here's what I'm going to do. This is what I do with all my nickel builds. Just like you normally would. I'm going to wrap it spaced. Okay, no special way. Just make sure it's spaced. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wraps. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Apologies. See, it's very sloppy. No rhyme or reason. I'm going to hold the lead, and I'm just going to compress it. You ready? Just like that. The gloves, it's weird. And it spirals almost perfect every single time. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to feather it. I'm just going to push it in. Just keep pulling it in, crushing it against the wall, pulling the leads tight. And when you work with tempered nickel, you're really going to notice a difference. But you saw what I did there. I didn't do too much. Right? And I wouldn't expect you to focus. I need a new camera in a bad way. There we go. Not bad, right? Another good trick tip is to compress it, hold it, then pull down your leads. Those nice and tight. You want these wrapping around this driver really nice. There we go. And that'll bring it even closer. That's it, man. I'm very happy. Very, very happy with that. Bingo. That's what I want. Let's take it down. Get building this thing, dude. Salt and pepper mode engaged. Gotta engage salt and pepper. Very cool. Okay. So first up, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure this is nice and snug, which it is. And we're going to thread in our wire. I always keep it on whatever I wrap it around when I slide it in. I'm going to work one coil at a time. That leads a little long for me. Such a good jam. Right, thread it in like you normally do. And I'm going to tighten down my negative first. If you remember the vector video, I talked about how important it is to get a good solid connection with your screws. I know you can't see this right now, but I'm tightening down the negative first. I'm watching my nickel. As I tighten it down, it'll start to lift, and when it gets to a certain point, I will stop. Because if you've played with nickel at all, you know right now already that you can snap this stuff pretty dang easy. Positive, and I'm watching my nickel. I'm watching it rise. It's good. And if it snaps, we'll just rewrap it. And I'm going to go ahead, lift up, and I'm going to push in gently. It's good. I'm happy with that. It's far from done. We just want to get this one in and the other one in, and then we can start to do a little playing. The trick really is to not mess with it too much. Okay. You can see it's spaced. But yeah, try not to play with it too much. Just gotta push it in gently, just so it's centered over both of the airflows. Let's do it again. This one should. I want that. There we go. Should go right over top. Negative first. Nice solid connection there. And now right here, I have it completely against the posts. This whole driver. I can actually take this. Now I can roll it out to where I want it spaced, which is right there. And then do the positive. Good. I haven't had a problem with the Zephyrus. Lift up just a hair. And then I'm going to center it in. It's good. So that's what we're working with. First thing we want to do now is we want to clip these leads, and we want to get them nice and close, nice and flush here. Okay, that one actually broke. It feels, yep, it's nice and stiff on there. Good, good. So, nice and flush there, nice and flush cut. Now I'm going to look at it visually, and I'm looking at this one. It almost seems like it's going to touch the barrel. There's a good way to get rid of that. You can lift them. You know what I mean? By lifting up the coils, it's going to go on an arc. You know what I mean? So as you lift it, it's going to pull it out back just a hair. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift both coils, but whatever you do to this coil, do with the other coil. Now, with nickel, at this point, when you lift up on these, they could snap. So be prepared. We may have to rewrap and re-thread it straight up. Let's go for it. So I'm going to lift this one. It's got a really sad looking wrap at the very end of that side. I'm going to have to go a little higher. Yeah, really sad. On this side. But I want to try and get them as even as I can. Yeah, that one looks fairly even. Even and level. Level is possible. That's not bad. You know what? I'm actually going to take that. One thing you want to inspect here is I want to check to make sure that none of the wire is just suspended. The coil is suspended in the air. It's not touching any of the base at all. And visually, it's not. It's not. Maybe cutting it close, but it's not. First thing before I even think about wicking this, I'm going to add the barrel. Why? Because I want to make sure that it's not touching. And you'll know. Pull this back. Catch a thread. There we go. And you'll know if it's hitting. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sit here and I'm literally going to look inside, and you guys won't be able to see this, but I'm going to try. Maybe I can get it in. When I roll it, I can feel it. It's touching. And it's touch. Yep, there it is. That bottom one. Look. Keep an eye out right here. Right here in this area. See that? It's no good. That's exactly why I put on the barrel. I always do that. Whether you're using nickel, Kanthal, nichrome, it's just a good habit to be in. And I know why. That thing is just so janky. So I'm going to pull it up even more. Get it on that arc. I want it away. I want it completely away from that thing. That's great. There we go. I have high hopes for that one. And I'm going to come back through the opposite direction. There we go. Let's see. That's great. So I just lifted them up even more. They seem to be a little better in. They're pretty uniform though. I mean, as far as like height and everything goes, I'm happy with that. That's okay. Let's put on the barrel again. Sometimes you gotta fidget with it and make sure. That's beautiful. I'm really happy with that. And I feel like it's not going to touch either way. Because you can go about this a little faster. Like you could totally hurry through this. I think we're good. We could hurry through this and not do this step and just kind of hope for the best. But if it touches, it's going to short out. I can't tell on that one if it's touching. Seems legit. It's legit. Yeah, I take my time with this because I want to build this and enjoy it for a few days. You know what I mean? Let's go for it. Let's see how we did, man. I got some Japanese organic cotton Muji. That's some Muji here. And I'm going to peel off the outer layer. Let me bring you up. A lot of info. Ugh. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just peeling off that outer layer. And it's good to take as little as possible because if you take too much, this gets thinner, so you got to kind of make up for it. As far as width, for it to fit nicely in the coils, I like to wick my nickels just a little loose. Not much, but I do like it just a hair loose. Loose, just like think a touch looser than any of your other builds. I'm gonna cut a notch in both. That's gonna give me my point to spin it up. Keeping it as fluffy as possible. We'll end up getting it pretty fluffy. You know, as we do the wicking process, and it's gonna be just like the goblin. Exactly. If you've watched the goblin video, if you haven't caught it, it's on my channel, man. Check out the goblin video. It's what I use in pretty much everything now. It's just kind of gone that way, and it works extremely well in the Zephyrus, and I highly recommend the same technique. All right? Let's go, man. Let's take it down. Go, man. So here we go. I'm going to aim it towards you like this. And we're going to wick it. I'm going to try and keep it in the shot for you. Nice point. Okay. And I have it started here. I'm going to pull it nice and tight. I'm going to take my time. It's good. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to spin it until I get it to where I want it, and I'm pretty happy with that. That's kind of where we're going. Let's do the other side, man. One more side. Right here. Pull these kind of out of the way here. Good. Okay, I'm pulling apart the cotton, pulling the cotton apart. Not too much because it'll just rip. Just nice and tight, and then I slide it through all at once in unison. So as it's tight, I'm pulling it through. Then I tug it back. It's good right there. Yeah, I felt it get really loose. Good. Not really loose, just loose enough. There you go, man. You just nickel build the Zephyrus. Let's cut it. First thing we're going to do, we're going to start this process by cutting it nice and flush right off the side, just like that. Just like that. Now when I tip it up, you're going to see maybe this side small, got a little less than this side. I can go ahead and pull that back through. Even it out. It's good. Now we're a little more even. Just a hair more. And that one could probably come back this way, just a hair. And I'm just going to kind of press up against it, feel it out, tuck it down. Essentially what I'm going to do with this is they're going to be kind of rounded in. They're going to be kind of rounded in like that against the post on both sides. And that's what's going to, when the juice comes in, it's just going to be essentially a blocker of the juice. The juice is going to fly in, and it's just, when it hits it, it's just going to get stuck there and immediately go into the cotton. The cotton's going to soak it up right when it comes in. First thing we want to do, it's kind of like a square now. Imagine this is square, right? Square. Okay. I'm going to clip the corners of the square. I'm just going to take an edge off here. took the edges off. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and I'm just going to kind of rub right up against these posts and trim off any excess. Like that. And now you can see how it kind of got pulled in on one side? Keep an eye on that. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that back through. Even it back out. I think that's going to work great. That might be right on the money. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, man, take what you can get. There we go. So it's pretty flush, but you got to imagine it's going to come in like this. Like that. Let's go ahead and get rid of a little more excess here, and then we'll put on the barrel and see. The resistance I want is, one more time showing you on the juice channels. See how it's just sitting pretty much right on the top? That's great. That's what I want. Barely any are falling in. Some's gonna get down there. It's okay. All right. Let's put on the barrel. We'll see how we are sitting. Now, the resistance of this should feel barely any, but not really. It's all started. And as you spin it, just watch your coils. Make sure it's not, catching. And I think I caught it. Yep, I did. There we go. Just make sure you're not catching a coil when you do that. Coils aren't moving. And when the cotton's in there, you can really see now. For sure, yeah, definitely not touching. Good. So now as you look inside, that's pretty much what you're used to, right? So I like to take something fairly small. I got this really tiny micro screwdriver, and I'm going to use the flathead end here. I'm going to use it in its whitest form to go in the corners, right in these corners right here, and just gently push down. Gently. So I'm just going to take the cotton, and I'm just literally going to push it down. And what that's going to do is that's going to ensure that the cotton coming out of the coil is running slightly downwards. We're kind of making sure that it's going where it's supposed to go. That's it, man. I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that. Spiraled up. Let's do it. I'm going to throw it on the device now, and I can kind of move. I never dry fire my nickel builds. Ever. We'll throw on Snow Wolf here. Do some adjustment. Today we're going to be vaping on some sweet pea. I'm going to put a little juice on the coils. Something happened here. That's interesting. That's far from it. My Snowball's been acting up. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Makes no sense. Guess what? Son of a bitch. It was touching. It was touching, guys. I love when stuff like that happens. It was saying low atomizer, and I know it's not a low atomizer. Unbelievable. Guess what? You know, we're all human. I made a mistake. I'll show you they're both firing at the same time. Okay. It was touching. It was touching the barrel, and I missed it. Like I was saying before, doesn't take much. Does not take much. It was touching. When I pulled it off the barrel, we're getting a solid read, 0.10. Very cool. Both firing nicely. Good. So, there it is, man. There it is. Super psyched that happened. So I was like, what the hell? That is not a low build. And lo and behold, I had a corner just stuck there. So, sweet pea. Loading up some sweet pea here. Just get it nice and wet. And we're going to go ahead and take it off the device now. Alright, so we got it firing up. We know we got our resistance lined up on the device. So first thing I'm going to do is glass. I'm going to throw my glass on. Just slide it right over. Just like that. At this point, I kind of make sure by looking around that it's all the way around. And it is. Looks good. Next up, this section. Now I found that you just kind of get it on there. Hopefully you catch a thread right away. There we go. We caught a thread. And when I tighten this down, I only tighten it to where I see. So next time I take it off, it won't be as hard. There's like a little gap right here between the blue washer and the stainless there. See that? I'm just going to tighten that up until those meet up. Right there. Right there. Now, this is where Angel was telling me. When he fills this, which we're about to do, he's getting bubbles coming from the top of his barrel right there. He's getting bubbles because juice is going into there. If that's happening, you don't want that. The only place juice should be going in is in your juice channels. Let me wipe this off. A little extra juice. Got a little heavy-handed on the juice there. So there it is. So how do we fill it? Let's go ahead and put on our ring. You don't want to fill this with your airflow open. We're going to shut this completely off. Best you can. Like, these airflow holes are so big, dude, that you literally can barely shut off the airflow. So there you go. Airflow off. Now you can fill it. Grab your juice, your favorite juice. I got some sweet pea here. Stick in one of the hole, and we're going to fill it up. And we're going to, whenever you fill a tank, it's always good to leave room in there. And I already got the wicks like super, super drenched. Right, so that's it. Next up, little grubby. I haven't dropped it down in this hole yet. And now you can open up your airflow. But I haven't dropped this little grubby down in the hole yet. But you could totally do it. I think with that circle though, I don't know if it'd go down there too far, but it can. It can happen. Next up, thread this on, and I just thread this on just till it kind of covers up, you know, the washer, and that's it. That is the Zephyrus with the nickel build in it. I think we both learned a lot here, right? You know, really look for that. You know, the big problem could be when you're building your nickel builds, is you could be touching that barrel. You touch it, it'll say low res, man. So once I pulled it off, we're good to go. So there we go. Let's take it back up. So I think we pretty much kicked some butt on that. I think we got to where we wanted it to be. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to thread it back onto the device. The Snow Wolf. My Snow Wolf has been acting up. It's been weird. Like, when I go to use it and it says, let's see. We'll start at 380 degrees. and 30 watts. Yep, there we go. I'll be using it, and all of a sudden it'll kind of act weird. It just kind of acts off, like it's not really firing. So I have to literally unscrew the atomizer, screw it back down, and then when it says new atomizer, yes or no, you have to say yes, and then it works perfectly. No! Don't do that to me. Let's try it out. Definitely needs more. We'll go 4, 10. Bump it up a little more, and that's how I do it. I'll just kind of bump it up till it feels right. And when it feels right, it's a beautiful thing. There we go. I ended up at 450, 40 watts. Flavor. So good. Nice little throat hit. I'm using some 6. Sweet pea. Tons of airflow. A ridiculous amount. Like, I'm not even going in on this thing. It does look the part, doesn't it? The blue matches the screen. Blue matches the tip. As far as the height goes, I really like the height. Some tanks can be very overbearing, very tall, very ugly. I feel like this looks pretty good on just about everything. It is a little tall, though. But really, the big drawback with this tank for me is how tight that is. Oh my god. Like, I love tightness, but when the threads are very sharp, that's pretty much my downfall. Because it did cut into me pretty good. I'm trying to take that off. And, yeah. It's a wicking beast, and you can just see it just wicking up. Bubbles are just flying into it. As you can see, it's keeping up. I'm going to shut off the airflow about halfway. A little denser vapor. But it keeps up, no problem. You shouldn't, with the wicking I showed you, you know, the cotton came out of the coils, right? And if you look at it from the top, you can imagine it being a square. I literally just clipped all the corners, right? And what that's going to do is when I put it on the barrel and you barely tap it down, it's going to mold it. Like, let's say these are the negative posts, the ground posts right here. The cotton comes out of the coil, but it wraps around. It wraps around that post. It's exactly what it does. Again, be triple sure you're not touching the barrel. It happens, man. You know, if you've been doing nickel builds on the Zephyrus and you've been getting a low reading, it's touching somewhere. That was so weird. I was like, no, don't do this. You know what I mean? But I love mistakes because we all make them, and that's how you learn, man. That's the only way you can learn, dude. I'm stoked. I feel like I gave you guys some pretty good information. A lot all at once, but replay it. Tomorrow night, we're going to do a cloud chasing build. By clicking that video, you're agreeing that I'm not liable in any way. You know what I mean? You should know your batteries. You shouldn't attempt any build I have unless you're using the right devices, devices that can handle it, and especially batteries, man. Especially batteries. All right. I can almost go up to 45. Flavorful, man. You Oh, he's so bad, dude. I love clean strike. Should we hang out for a minute? I got a little battery life left. I hope you can hear me, because for some reason I updated to Windows 10. For some reason since then I haven't been able to adjust my gain on my microphone, but it's saying it's pretty high, but it's not full, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me pretty well on this. So let's say I want to refill this. It's as simple as this, man. Top fill, baby. You pull out that grub, and you fill it up. Replace this. Quick reminder, on Saturday night, I am having a live interview with Mink from Mink Machine, man. Oh my god. Huge fan of Mink Machine. Drip tips all over the place as we speak. One of his friction fit drip tips right there. You know, he makes custom equipment for the, you know, all your atomizers and stuff like that. I swear there's nothing he can't do. And I'm really excited to have him on to give you guys an in-depth look at just how drip tips are made. You know, the difference in materials makes a huge difference, and it's going to be really cool to pick his brain. I really urge you guys to come and hang out, ask him some questions. We recently just did one with David, aka Chucktown Builder. Shout out to David, man. Talking about artistic builds, all the info. Basically what I want out of that video is I want it just a one-stop shop for all things artistic build tips, tricks, techniques. Like, I'm not going to answer any comments on that video because all I want it to be is info. If you have info to put in the comment section, do it. That's what I want that thing to be. You know, oh, I use this and this to do my staggered Claptons or my whatever. I want it. I'm hoping from that live show that somebody took some good information out of that, and you know, people can come, watch, read the comments as they listen, and really, because a lot of people want to get into this, but they don't know where to start, and I was hoping that that live show would do just that. Trey's coming up, man. I'm super excited about it. I'll link down in the description where you can go check out some of his stuff. We're going to do a showcase. I'm going to show you all sorts of fun stuff that I have of his. I have a lot of his stuff, and I use his stuff daily. And his drip tips are second to none, man. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Shit, I can go more. You know, I'm rocking this thing at 50 watts right now, and I bumped it. No, I did. Yep, there we go. About 450. Still juicy, still wet. Remember, when you're wicking your nickel, especially in tanks, just a little looser than you would everything else. Just a little. You should be able to just, no problem. With Canthal, I tend to kind of a little tighter to really hold up to that heat. But that's it, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at tjvapingreviews@aol.com, or simply comment down below. I'll try to get back to everybody. Let's end this in classic form, dude. Classic. Oh boy, I'm a mess. See you guys.